It ain't easy being a man these days. Hard to even say for sure what a man is. A provider, a lover, maybe even a hero. One thing's for sure. A journey towards being whatever a real man should be doesn't need to be done alone. The Gentlementor are here to help you navigate that, so you never have to go alone.
The official introduction begins now.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Gentlementor. We're so excited that you've joined us here once again for another week of chatting and talking about nonsense and hopefully some helpful stuff. My name is Mark, and I'm here with my friend, the delirious Doug.
We've really we've reformed. We're not nearly as nonsensical as we.
That's
used to
true.
be.
We have.
We've only had a couple of nonsensical splurges really in this whole series. So
that's true. That's true. We've stuck to topic pretty well, which we're getting better at this. So thanks
We're
for hanging in there with us because we're getting quasi professional as we go. So. Yeah, so thanks for joining us. We're just going to chat for a little bit. We'd love to hear your feedback. So when you hear some things here that you agree with or disagree with or just want to chime in a lot or chime in, just shoot us something on social media. We're on the Instagrams. We're on the BitChute, on Chime, on the YouTube. And so sit back, enjoy, grab a drink if you're not driving or not at work, and hang out here with us. We'd love to love that you're here with us. So anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to get started. Doug, tell me, how was your week this week?
My week has been super. What is it, Monday already? Wow.
It is Monday, yeah.
It's been really
or
good.
Tuesday, I guess, if you're listening, it's Tuesday.
Well, yeah,
this
comes
Tuesday.
out on Tuesday, although probably not the Tuesday following the Monday when it was recorded, but that's
probably not. Too. But people know how this works.
I was sitting and reflecting because I've had some time and cause for reflection, and I was thinking, man, we've talked a lot about changes that happen. Even if you don't want them, even if you're not expecting them.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I was on the way home. My wife asked, "What time are you getting together with Mark?" I'm like, "Oh, I'll text him and find out." We drive on home and sit on the couch, and I eat a quick sandwich because I'm expecting we're going to be doing a thing, and I'm sitting there and waiting for you. Probably been a half hour, maybe like 5:15, maybe 5:30. My phone rings. I think it's you, and I look, and it's Mike Harwood.
All right, our friend Mike.
Well, this isn't the best moment, but I want to talk to Mike, and so I swipe the thing and I go, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And it's a female voice.
Okay.
And it ain't Mike.
Well, you had me in female voice. Yes, we know that's not Mike.
It's Mike's wife.
Okay.
And she's calling.
Is everything okay?
Mike ain't gonna be making no more phone calls. So,
okay.
Is it okay?
Go ahead.
In some philosophical sense, yeah, but Mike is gone.
No.
Yeah.
He passed away
this morning.
No way.
He had when I talked to him a couple weeks ago, he had tests scheduled to go to the doctor. It was regular, just like keeping a track of his condition and how he's doing. Went to that. Everything was fine. They came home. She said she went upstairs back to her work. He was downstairs in his office, and she heard a big crash, and her mom come running in, and he was on the floor, seized up, frothing at the mouth. And she had her mom call 911. She's a nurse, so she started doing all the life-saving stuff she could do, and she worked on him till the ambulance got there, and they worked on him for another hour, and it's just nothing they could do. He's just gone. Probably gone before he hit the floor, which, if you're going to go, baby, sign up for that.
Oh my goodness!
But yeah, and so
I didn't know you were going to hit me with that, Doug.
Well, I didn't know I was going to get hit with that. That's what it says.
Yeah, no kidding.
One of them changes that you don't count on. And so I sat here, and then you texted, and you're like 6:30. I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm going to podcast, but I'm going to need somebody to drink with.
Well, I'm here for
I'm totally selfish. And then I'm like, and now I have to contact Andrew. And so I texted Andy, and I'm like, hey, man, when you get a second, give me a call. And so right about 6 o'clock on the button, Andy gives me a call, and I got to tell him. And I'm like, also not fun. Not a favorite. along with death in the near circle of friends and family, is happen to be the person who relays
Man.
the information.
Man.
You love somebody that's got lots of social media and lots of family with social media, and they're just going to inundate the world with news. Ain't going to happen on this one. So, yeah. And everything was fine. He was fine. All the tests were fine. Just
So they still have no idea what
all they've said so far, like I
possible
don't know
cardiac
what
arrest, maybe?
that's what they said. Just sudden, instantaneous cardiac arrest.
My
Just bang
goodness.
bang.
And what were his tests for?
For his condition, he's got, I won't remember the name of it. It is some kind of a deteriorating lung condition
Mm.
with a 5 to 10 year prognosis, life
I think I
expectancy, which
remember we
he's
talked
been
about that, yeah.
really focused and worried, concerned about that whole thing. And they got him on a new medication and got him like doing really well, and they like doubled his expectancy, so he wasn't going to be 5 years, it was going to be the 10 years they really thought. And this was just like his, I think his first set of like annual tests to kind of see how it was progressing and how he was doing with it. Last time I talked to him, he sounded great, and she said he was feeling great. Went through the whole the visit at the hospital and all the tests, and everything was fine. They came home, everything was fine, and it's just like kaboom. It's like, uh-oh.
Wow.
Yeah. It'll take me a little time to get past my shock and awe to kind of start considering Mike and Mike's lifestyle and things like that. But, you just don't know.
No, you don't. Well, man, first of all, I'm really sorry.
Well,
I know,
thank you.
and
Thank you.
I think I met him once when he was on the Christmas special, I think, right?
Yep.
That was
Yep. You actually
only time I
met
met
him. You met him
that,
in
just
person
hearing
one
stories.
time
Oh, I did.
at FLF.
Okay.
Mike came
Wow.
one time to visit. He spent like a weekend with us, and he came and like stayed for Tuesday, because he was, as soon as he saw Jennifer, what's her name, with the red hair, he was immediately infatuated with her and was like, maybe I'll stay a couple more days.
I
don't know,
remember.
man. You
I
probably
remember
should-
that now. I think I remember that.
Yeah. He
Yes.
actually came there once in person. Yeah. So he was a Mike,
Wow.
in one of a kind kind of guy, and like I said, it's sat here drinking and thinking about him, and put on some of our songs that we had done together and listened to those, and it's like, man, what do you do with that? I mean,
Now,
what
did
I
he-
wish I could do
did
is
he live
something for
in-
his wife and kids, but
Yeah.
sorry.
Did he live in
What was
Las
it?
Cruces with you guys when you were there?
Yeah, that's where we met. He and
Okay.
Andy were
Yeah.
roommates in a, like, they had shared a trailer, lived in a trailer with a third guy whose family owned it or something, and that's where they met.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well,
what a
here's the mic.
what a big old punch in the head.
No
Way to go,
kidding.
Mike.
Here's the mic. We love you. Man, my first questions, of course, I know you're going to be okay. I have complete faith in you. You're surrounded by good people. I guess my
Yeah.
question is his family and kids. That's the first thing I think about. Did he leave, or you probably don't even know? But I guess that brings up a good thing to discuss.
Well, ask me a question.
Now it's a good time. You don't know the answer probably.
I
If his
may.
family's okay. If his family's okay, did he leave
Oh.
something for them? Did he have a retirement or something?
Mike, here's the
Okay.
thing. Like, since Mike got diagnosed a year ago with this interstitial
Probably
lung
had some
disease,
life insurance. Okay.
interstitial lung disease, he already had the insurance.
Okay.
Mike is like, wow, beyond OCD about stuff.
Okay.
Like taking care of stuff. He has spent
Right.
the last year making sure
Everything is
not
in
just
order.
life insurance, but automatic bill paying, Amazon passwords. He got so mad he called me up one day. He was so mad because he found out, like, when you buy digital movies, they expire.
Oh,
Like, you don't own it forever.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was infuriated. I was
Wow.
getting these pass. What do you do? Well, because I'm gonna die, and so I got to get all this stuff ready for my family. So he spent most of the last year getting
Just working,
stuff
cleaning
ready,
up that stuff. Yeah.
expecting 5 or 10 years down the line this disease was going to get him. And
Wow.
so, yeah, luckily for them, was a super conscientious
So
dude.
we had all that.
So
Yeah.
he's there. I'm sure they're covered.
But we're not all like that.
No. Everybody doesn't have that level of resources, but everybody can do some kind of planning, have
Right.
some
And
kind of preparation made.
right. It's not about, yeah, it's not about leaving, gobs of money for your family. It's about making it easier for them when you do
Exactly.
go.
Making the
Because
transition smooth.
inevitably that's one thing that we know is going to happen to us. We are all going to die. And so there is one thing that we can do. Actually, there's a list of things that we should do, and that's get our affairs in order. I like the way that Dave Ramsey talks about. I don't agree with everything Dave Ramsey talks about, but he says he has a legacy drawer, and it's a drawer in his office that he can pull out, and he's got everything there that everyone needs, whether it's passwords or insurance documents or anything like that. He's got everything right there. And I have something of the similar. At least I've got all my documents and passwords in a place where my wife can easily pull them all up with one single password. In fact, that's what it's called, is 1Password. So they don't pay us. So, but it is a good app. So yeah,
Neither does Dave Ramsey.
That's true. Dave Ramsey doesn't pay us either.
And that's part of how he stays out of debt, by not paying us.
That's true. That's true. And that's how we stay no income on this, is by giving free publicity to all these apps and people and books and things. But anyway, but you're welcome to it. It's all about resource.
They'll just take it away.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but that's because that's one thing, since all this has happened in my life. With the past, it's almost been 2 years now since all this has gone on. It's like I have got to, I've got to get the living will done. What about all the kids, and where does this go, and who gets this and that and whatever, just so that it's so much easier. Because man, nothing sucks more than when a family member or a friend departs this world, and on their way out, they reach into your pocket and take your wallet with them. Nothing sucks more than that. And really, when all they need to do is just a little bit of work on their end beforehand, so that doesn't happen. That's really all that it takes.
Don't take my wallet when you go. Isn't it funny? You die and you can't take any of it with you, but you can take somebody else's.
How true that is.
T-shirt.
Wow. That's it.
I'm not sure how to fit all that onto a T-shirt.
That's profound, because you can't take,
sitting around this afternoon feeling kind of groovy and thinking this would be a lot of fun, and then like all this is going on and I'm just in this really weird mental space, as you might imagine.
I would imagine.
You may be there somewhat too. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how deeply it affects you from that distance, but it's like, there's moments of like, I don't know, just everything, that wiggity moment of like where everything's, I don't know how to say it. It's sad. It's not happy, but it's not, I don't know. It's like,
and how old was Mike? Was he our age?
Same age as me. Yeah.
That's too young.
Yeah.
Man.
But like I said, I have lots of concern for his family, because I know like the situation between him and his ex-wife and his current wife is not great. Hopefully, for the sake of the children, they can pull it together. But
didn't he have a teenage daughter that's struggling with identity and that kind of stuff? And
and so all that going on, and then like the big the big money question. Concerning his eternal destination is that's a big one. Big.
Oh yeah, that
thing.
one. Yeah. Just don't know. I know he had questions though.
He certainly did.
Yeah.
Even the last time we spoke, he was very open about it and talked about his growing relationship with God and everything. And I'm like, oh, buddy, I hope. Oh, I hope so. I hope it grew enough.
Yeah.
So, but what else can you do? Like I said, I'm thrilled above all that I got the chance to like clear the air past all the whatever the drama was that happened over the end of the year last year, and
that's true. And a lot of that unfolded on this podcast.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
yeah, I thought about that.
At least some of it, but yeah, it's in there. But yeah.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, I remember you guys said that tiff for a while and didn't talk, and then
he had a tiff. I never did know what it was about. I never did figure.
Yeah,
I never got to the point. I was like,
and he probably didn't either.
a couple of conversations until we're
Mhm.
good. And then I'm going to go, what was the rub?
Yeah.
What got you so upset?
Well,
He's probably over it now.
yeah. That's sad. Well, and now that I think about it too, I'm like, ah, man, with all that
God
stuff
rest
on
his
his
saintly
mind,
soul.
with all that stuff on his mind too, because that was almost a year ago. With all that stuff going on in his head, thinking, my life, I could be 60, I'm done, and so
The
yeah.
last time we talked, like I said, he was worried about all the stuff going on in the world and the deep fakes and the stuff in the news and all that stuff and all the things going on and all. I'm like, don't let him get to you too much. He's like, yeah, because there's that deep fakes. I'm like, yeah, you don't even know, man. Well, you've seen After Effects. I mean, some of this stuff they could be doing in After Effects. Don't follow the news too close.
Yeah.
Just keep track of what's going on. Don't get involved personally. It's too close. It's too much. It takes too much off you. And we talked about all that. I'm like, shit, man. Wow. Guess what? All that stuff you were worried about, it wasn't none of that.
No, wasn't none of that at all.
The big kaboomy come and
Wow.
landed on you.
Man, that really stinks, dude. Man.
Bingo bango.
Yeah. It just doesn't last forever.
And there's, like I said,
It's
in my opinion, I'm no medical professional, but I'm like, I bet he was dead before he hit the floor.
and that's great. And that's the way I felt
What
about
a
my
way to
father-in-law. They
go.
probably, yeah,
Oh,
for
man.
sure.
Exactly. You find out
Yeah.
where to sign up on that list, you better sign up on that list.
Yeah. Because let me tell you, yes, that is, when my father-in-law died, that's what the same thing happened there. I mean, his heart probably stopped and he was gone before he hit the floor, which was, in that home, they were taking a break from watching Netflix and he went to the bathroom and came back. Done. My dad, he was gone in 5 days' time, which he didn't suffer, but it wasn't a lot, but it wasn't like months and months. My sister, she was in the hospital for what, 4 or 5 months. We went through all this stuff. And my mom it was about a month time for her. But that wears on people. It does when it takes
Absolutely.
that long.
That's what I'm saying. And this is a guy who had already been diagnosed with a disease which was definitely going to kill him. It was just
Yeah.
a matter of how long it was going to be.
Right.
Whether it was 5 years or 10 years, the one thing that didn't change is that the end would be
The
unpleasant.
same. Right.
It's like
But at least it
drowning in
wasn't.
your own fluids. Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't unpleasant for everyone else in the world who has to endure months of what's it going
Yeah.
to be? Is he going to come home? Is he ever going to come home? Is he ever going to walk? Is he ever
You
going to
don't go
whatever?
through it alone. You don't go
Right.
through it
And then
alone.
you've got to worry about all that. Yes, I would much prefer. That's why I've always said I'd rather die in a plane crash while I'm doing acrobatics
Yeah.
than, or something like that. I don't not
Something
necessarily want to.
immediate and unexpected.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Preferably so immediate and unexpected that even I'm surprised.
Right.
Like what?
But yeah. Where am I? What I was just yeah. My motto is I want to die old doing something young. So that's really what I would like to do. And if not, my second choice would be exactly like Charles and Michael went. It's just in a second, gone. I'm gone.
Yeah.
So that would be my preference, but I don't know. It's morbid to think about that, and probably a lot of people are probably going, why are you thinking about that? But
Is it morbid to think about it? Or is it silly to
No,
try to
because
avoid it?
it's silly to think you can avoid it. It's silly because listen, my dad was that way. He believed that he was going to live, and we've talked about this. My dad believed that he was going to live until the rapture, and he up until we were 9 months from his death, and I was finally getting him into the lawyer's office to work on a will and work on all of this stuff. And we never even got it finished. Fortunately, he had most everything in order, so it wasn't that big a deal. But yeah, it's like you can't think that way. I mean, yeah, we need to, if you're a person of faith, you're gonna have faith that you've got an afterlife. But he really thought that he was gonna be here till the rapture. He didn't think I needed to do any of that stuff.
Didn't want to talk about it.
And didn't want to talk about it either. Yeah, because I was like, Dad, I wouldn't want to talk about it. Dad, what do you think? What do you want to do for this? How do you want us to celebrate? And he was like, oh, no, you don't have to worry about any of that. I'm like, no. So I made it up as I went, but at least he left something behind, so it made it a little bit easier for me to, take care of that. So
Word up.
Wow. Yeah.
Word up.
Yeah. So if anything, now's a good time to start. Don't think
Yeah,
about
we've been
death,
doing
but
some of that
start
stuff with my
considering.
mom. You know, we got her
Yeah.
the thing at the doctor's office. They have the book about the doing your I can't think of what it's called, but it's like
Last
your
will and testament, final will and
like a
testament. Yeah.
some sort of thing like that.
Living will and
Living will, and there's
DNR and that
DNR
kind
and
of,
all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
she's had ever since we went through the double brother funeral season. We insisted to her that she needed to take part of her income that she gets from the government, her disability, Social Security, and invest that
Yeah.
in at least enough life insurance to cover funerary expenses. So she's been
Good
doing
plan.
that for several years. So that's all covered. We don't have to worry about that when Otto goes down. So the only thing I have to worry about is my wacky sister.
Man. Well, that was fun. Thanks for sharing that
You're
news
welcome.
with us, with all of us. We
Woo!
appreciate it. The whole internet now knows.
Yay. And wasn't
And
that a lot of fun?
Michael Harwood, we were grateful that we got to meet you, got to know you. So
Yeah,
cheers
man.
to you.
Had a lot of fun. Had a lot of good times. A lot of
Yes.
laughs.
A lot of laughs, I'm sure.
I will be in the next few days probably gonna try to see if I can dig up the videos from the trip I made up to Colorado a couple years ago. And
Oh, that's right. I remember.
we went up to Wild Bill's grave, and we went
Yeah.
to a couple of weird stores, and went to the weed church together, and so
Ooh,
got to have some
Nice.
fun and antics up there. It's pretty fun. Amusement park too.
wow. The Elitch Gardens.
Elix Gardens is when I got him in trouble for
Elitch Garden.
videotaping on the what's
That's
the thing?
right. I remember you
Meow
mentioned
Wolf
that.
ride. We
Ah,
went for the
man.
Meow Wolf ride, and he got us the super pass where we could just get right back on.
Yes.
We didn't have to stand in line.
Ah.
Yeah, and you weren't supposed.
Did you get to go to Meow Wolf, or just the ride? You just
not the place. No, just the ride. That's all.
not the actual place.
The one in Vegas is supposed to be killer. Santa Fe's killer. Denver's supposed to be open soon. I don't know if they are yet.
No, Denver is. I was there 2
Are
years
they?
ago, or a year and a half.
That's
ago,
right. You
whatever.
went to it.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah,
go
it
to
was. Yeah, it was
I remember
fantastic.
now.
It was
You
very
sent-
cool.
Yeah, and pictures
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody good.
Well, anyway, thanks for joining us here on this very morbid episode of the
Oh
Gentlementor.
yeah. Get on your armband. That's a
Yeah.
very special black armband episode.
Yeah.
Well, for what it matters, last time we talked, he did tell me he continued to follow us. I have to assume that he was listening some, so it would probably please him to know that he got an honorable mention.
He did.
On his final day, on the
He
day of
did.
departure.
We dedicate this episode to Michael. Cheers to you.
Yeah.
And to anyone out there who has lost a loved one most recently. We know what it's like. We've been there. So
Here we are
you know,
again.
and here we are again. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's some things you can do. And if you got questions, you got concerns, hey, let us know. We're here for you. We're really grateful that you joined us. And yeah, let us know. We're here for you. Peace out.